So, I didn't leave Asylum as the XSU Internet Champion. But neither did Jason Sever. Welcome to the Skyeline, Part 2. If you couldn't tell by the seizure-inducing, flashing lit-up name, I'm Nero Sky. Last night, November 7th, was Asylum. It was one hell of a show, and I'd just like to give my thoughts on some of the stuff I saw that night. The tag team title match featuring my boy Quiz teaming up with a guy I get along with decently well backstage, T-Squared, facing the Outlaws, Cain and Abel, and the Brotherhood going after those tag team titles that have eluded even me. Yeah, I gotta say I was rooting for T-Squared and Quiz here, but it just didn't happen that way. It went to two other good friends of mine, the Outlaws, Camdro and Reezy. Congratulations go directly to the Outlaws. I'm very proud of you guys. I hope I get to wrestle you guys eventually. I'm still waiting for my chance against you guys. It'll be fun. I'm proud of them. I'm proud of Quiz and T-Squared as well, but what I'm not proud of, what I'm really disappointed in, is the actions of Cassidy Cain and Adrian Abel. One person goes through a table and the team is eliminated. It's not a double elimination matchup. T-Squared was spine-busted through a table on the outside. Everybody saw it. The ref called it. T-Squared and Quiz were eliminated first. But when Quiz tried leaving, Cassidy decided to pull him back, and Cassidy Cain and Adrian Abel double spine-busted Quiz through a table. What for? Do you feel like big men because of that? Do you feel like tough guys? Look, there's this thing called karma, and it's gonna really suck for you guys when it gets back around to you. Yeah, moving on, it seems like this Atheon guy, his whole cast of characters have been wreaking havoc all over XSU, and they stayed the course and have went over Damian Walker at Asylum. Decently impressed. The big one at Asylum was definitely the last man standing match between Lance Starr and Kwame Davis for the XSU Championship. That was just a fantastic match all over the place. It was crazy. It was mayhem. I've wrestled both those men, and they showed that they had more in them in that match than I'd ever seen before. That was fantastic. I honestly have to clap it up for both men. Now, before I get to the actual opening match of Asylum, I'd like to just bring up something. Shane Starr, James Sink, Tank, Quiz, and myself were all putting up vlogs, all talking, all politicking in the back, saying that we wanted Jason Sever and we wanted a shot at that internet title. Now, I don't know if it's because we put out these videos. I don't know if it's because maybe they looked at it as us bitching. I don't know. But none of us were chosen. Tank actually was going to wrestle. Tank was going to go out there and try to take it to Jason Sever, but it was not a smart idea because Sever swung a chair directly into his leg and tried to take him out. And you know what? Apparently he did. At least for Asylum, he couldn't wrestle. He limped to the ring, and he told everybody that there was going to be a different opponent. XSU management found a suitable replacement, and it ended up being Brandon Hall, a man who used to wrestle for XSU but has been on somewhat of a hiatus. He hasn't been around lately, and he made his return. And he made his return in a big way in an internet title match against the Downriver Elite, Jason Sever. You see, I'm not the type of guy who's just going to sit back and watch that. I was told, no, I'm not getting an internet title match tonight. Well, it wasn't all about the internet championship. The internet title is prestigious. It's a belt that I want to hold before my XSU career is over. But it wasn't all about the belt for me. Sever turned on me. He broke a friendship, and he hasn't been punished. He hasn't learned his lesson yet. And Nero Sky is the guy to teach him that lesson. So as I'm sitting back, I'm watching the match. I see Sever hasn't changed at all. Since the last show, with me, Sever took a chair to my back. With Quiz, Sever took a chair to his head. With Tank, Sever jammed and smashed his knee, his leg with a chair, up against the ring post. And now against Brandon Hall, when the ref got inadvertently knocked over, Sever hits him with a chair right in the arm and drags his arm over to the turnbuckle and raises that chair, and I wasn't going to watch it happen. I wasn't going to watch a man get his arm broken. I'm not the biggest Brandon Hall fan. Me and him, we're not like buddies in the back or anything. But I wasn't going to watch that happen. I wasn't going to watch Sever get his way again. So Nero Sky made his way down the ramp. He made his way down to the ring. I grabbed that chair out of his hands and I jammed it as hard as I could. Right into Sever's ribs. And I got in there. Better time than ever, right? Debut my move, the Peacebreaker. Snap the neck of Jason Sever. Now, of course, what kind of guy would I be if I didn't help the ref up and just slide him into the ring? I wouldn't be a good guy, would I? So I got out there, I grabbed him. What's a good guy? Helped the ref up, dusted him off, got him back in the ring. And Sever just happened to be put into a choke. A rear naked choke. And he just happened to tap. Like I said, it wasn't all about helping Brandon Hall to win the internet title. Hitting the Peacebreaker on Sever, oh, it hurt him, but it didn't hurt him nearly as much as losing that belt. And I wish that I was the guy to take that belt from him, but hey, you win some, you lose some. What I'm hoping for is Jason Sever to be infuriated, hurt, in pain, yelling and screaming at anyone who will listen, punching walls, completely upset until he shows up at XSU again. Yeah, I want Sever just terribly ticked off at me, because then maybe when he shows up at the next show, he'll have the guts to get in the ring with me, and we can finish what we started at Resistance. The last thing I really need to go over in this entry is, I have a new boss. That man... It feels ridiculous to say. I've never really had any run-ins with this guy. I've never had a match. I've never... You know, we're pretty much on opposite sides of the spectrum. I just hear things. At Asylum, it was supposed to be Lathan the Moneymaker Clemens versus Wild Wolf for the Starcore title, but Lathan didn't come out. He lost by forfeit. But after the last man standing match, he made his way to the ring in a nice suit, and like, said he'd been out shopping, and all that money he has, he bought XSU. I don't know if he bought all the shares or how it works. I'm not into that stuff. He's my new boss. Lathan, the Moneymaker Clemens, is my boss. I'll let that sink in for a second. I don't know, I'm not gonna knock it before I see how everything falls out, but it's kind of unbelievable. I could have been wrestling this guy. I've watched this guy wrestle out in the ring. I've had matches after him and before him. Now he's the boss. He's running the show. He can do whatever he wants with no repercussions. It's scary, but it's intriguing. I say, everybody out there, if anyone out there is watching this, tune into XSU Wrestling 2010 on YouTube. See how it all comes together, what happens. That's all the time I have, or all the things I have to say for Skyeline Episode 2. I'll catch you in Skyeline Episode 3, obviously. Next time I have something to talk about.